We are unboxing the metal shed. This is the metal garden shed. It's a 5x3 shed, and these are all the pieces. It does come in a box that weighs about 75 pounds. And one thing I noticed right off the bat is that these pieces right here, for example, this is the roof pieces, they're very thin metal, but once you put it together, because all the structural reinforcement is gonna be very strong. So for example, if you look right here, this is not just one piece, this is like 4 pieces. So if I look at just one piece right here, you can see this is one piece and this is the roof material. You will have to wear gloves. They do come with gloves. They give you 4 gloves for 2 people to work together on. It is metal. It is metal. And once you put it together, it doesn't matter that it's somewhat thin. It's pretty strong for what it is. But just keep in mind that there's a lot of pieces. And the nice thing is, because they are thin metal, they'll package very well. This is 4 layers of roofing material, very compact. And as you can imagine, the side walls are like that too. There's like 4 of these pieces stacked together. There's another 4 of these stacked together on top right here. Very thin material, but easy to put together and very strong because they're reinforced by the structural bars right here, because there's a lot of good reinforcement pieces. And you also have very nice quality hinges as well, metal hinges. Love that. You got all your screws over here, and you also have, these are the caps that go on the inside, so when the screws go inside, the pointy ends are covered by this. So it's very nice for that consideration. Now these are the roof pieces that cover up the roof so that it looks kind of nice and finished at the top corners of the roof pieces. One thing to note is that these pieces are very thin, so they may actually come bent. I did have a bent piece. I can't find it right now, but it does even, it does even show in the instructions right here. So notice if there are slight bends at the corner, please wear gloves and stretch the corner slightly until they're flat. Then the sheet will be normal and there is no effect on assembly. So you will have to expect that during shipment, some of the pieces might get bent left and right a little bit, and that's okay. So let's go ahead and take a look at the instruction guide together. So this is how everything is gonna be assembled. You got all these screws, all these pieces right here. This is our assembly guide. Over here, the metal garden shed. So some of the things you want to have is you should have a drill with you, a ladder, a screwdriver, an adjustable wrench. Gloves will be provided for you, but I recommend having your own glove. And because you're working with sheet metal, these are very thin and sharp pieces, like this, right? They're very thin and sharp pieces, so it's better to have gloves with you and have 2 people together. It takes about 2 to 3 hours to put together, even with 2 people, and read the manual carefully. You should have safety glasses too. Now, they do tell you that if you want to put it on to a lawn, make sure you mow your lawn. If you want to put it on concrete and pour it on concrete, just figure out all this detail first. This is the actual dimensions of the shed. It's 71.1 inches high, 34.3 inches deep, and 61 inches this way. And there is no base, so you have to provide your own base. Whether you put it on concrete like this, that you don't need a base, but just know that it's not gonna be water sealed, but that's the base right there. And this is the rest of the installation, right? So you have all your components right here. These are your components, these are pieces, these are your structural members. And I love this piece right here. You are a, right? Because you are awesome. You are a awesome person. All these are the pieces. You have the sidewalls, panels. You have a bunch of these. There's 2 of these. There's 2 door hinges, 1 latch. You have more members over there. You have a bunch of screws. And this is how the exploded view is. All the pieces. So you got your back panels. You got some members. So it helps you install it because it's a very good instruction manual. It is supported by a good bottom frame. Now you can put plywood underneath and some sealant. That should be pretty solid. And this is how the walls line up, and then that's how the roof lines up, and then that's how the door lines up right there. So you see these are the pages for those different areas you assemble. And they have screws everywhere that helps you put things together really solid. There's step 1, there's step 2 right there. There's step 3, you're gonna work on the base. Step 4, you're gonna attach the screws. It's recommended to have a power tool because you have so many screws to worry about, and you're gonna screw into sheet metal, so there might be some resistance. It's better to have a power screwdriver for that. Here is more pieces for the bottom attaching to the frame, and then more on the side right here. So you do attach the 2 sides of the frame first, and then you start to go around attaching side of the frame, so all 4 sides of the frame right there, and then you start attaching to the members on top. You can see how the rigidity starts to build up with the members here, giving you more rigidity as you put things together. So a very detailed guide. So now we're at step 11. Step 12 right there, more screws over here. Step 13, you see how so many screws, right? Even though thin sheet metal, but the screws are attaching it to the reinforcement structure members, giving you a lot of rigidity. Oh, look at all those screws right there. So again, since you have so many screws, you will want to have a power tool to help you. And remember, even though you have sharp edges at the screws, at the inside you have these plastic that protects you from getting these sharp bits pointing at you, because these are the plastic that go on the inside. So there's step 13, 14, step 15, kind of finalizing the side outside wall, the URA member, that's step number 16, very strong member right there. Step number 17 right there. Step number 18 is finalizing the roof pieces over there, and we're almost done, right? So there we go. Step 19, more members on the door. Step 20, the ULA, the URA and the ULA members are parallel to each other. You have step 21 right here, the top part of the roof. You see how now the roof goes down and reinforces the front of the shed. The back of the shed is here, the side of the shed, and then you have a frame at the bottom too. So you can see they put a lot of effort into rigidity by putting screws and strong members all around to support the thin sheet metal. And at the top, oh my gosh, a bunch of screws. So the top roof is actually super important because that is what kind of glues everything together in addition to the frame at the bottom. So very well designed. Even though you have thin sheet metal, you see step 25, step 26, you're kind of reinforcing the last bit of the bar. You have a little safety corner right there so that the edge is not sharp. And then this is the more structural member inside, right? Just stretches and bars to kind of attach to have extra rigidity inside. Step 30 right there. So it's going to take about 2 to 3 hours to install with 2 people. Then you got the door hinges, DH, those are door hinges. These are the 2 door hinges. These are 2 door hinges right there. And remember, on the inside, that's where you put all these caps right there. So the screws that are on the inside never hurt you. So the screw, and then the plastic washer, and then this piece right there. So these are all the washers right here. These are the V2s. Right there, boom, V2s, and the inside, these are the V1s right there, and of course you have a bunch of the F1s right there. So once you have all that, you have a finished product right there, then you can enjoy your metal garden shed right here. So there's all the pieces I'm excited to put together. With all the screws and rigid members, it's going to be a very strong shed. So I'm super excited to put this together. This is the metal shed 5x3 unboxed. Oh yeah.